a musician does, or a cook, or even a scientist. We all riff off of each other.
She was the unstoppable force behind quick meals and kitchen joy. Rachael Ray, America's culinary sweetheart. But when she returned to TV in early 2025, fans noticed something was off. The spark dimmed, the energy slower. The woman who once lit up our screens now had the world asking, what happened to Rachael? Now, for the first time, she's breaking her silence. And what she reveals will leave you speechless. Stay with us as we uncover the truth behind her mysterious transformation. The sparkle that once defined her seemed dimmer. Her movements were slower. The vibrant, animated chef people loved for years looked different. Social media buzzed with questions, theories, and concern. Behind the curated smiles and signature dishes was a woman silently battling something much more serious. Rachael Ray wasn't born into fame. She grew up in Glens Falls, New York, surrounded by family, food, and hustle. Her mother, Elsa Scuderi, passed down a rich Sicilian heritage, and the kitchen was always alive with flavor and laughter. Later, in Lake George, she worked in family-run restaurants, mastering the art of food and people. Her big break came when she began teaching 30-minute meal classes. That small-town hustle turned into local TV segments, and by 2001, Rachael became a national sensation with 30-minute meals on the Food Network. Her rise was meteoric. She launched the Rachael Ray daytime show in 2006, backed by Oprah Winfrey's Harpo Productions, and published a lifestyle magazine, Every Day with Rachael Ray. She created pet food lines like Nutrish and became a household name across America. But her life wasn't just about success. She had her rock through it all. John Cusimano, a lawyer, musician, and the love of her life. They married in Italy in 2005, a place that became their annual retreat. To fans, they were the perfect couple. But perfection is often an illusion. In 2020, tragedy struck. A fire ripped through their home in Lake Luzerne, destroying everything. That same year, Isabeau, her beloved dog and loyal companion, passed away. These losses were devastating. But Rachael, ever the optimist, kept going. Privately, though, cracks began to form. Fatigue, balance issues, dizziness. She brushed it off as stress, but the signs worsened. Then came the return in 2025. On screen, she didn't seem herself. A slowed pace, hesitant gestures, a faint slur in her voice. During a shoot in Tuscany, fans watched as she placed a bowl on her head, a signature quirk of hers, but this time it looked forced. Office. Almost like she was trying to prove she was still her old self. Speculation exploded. Is it a stroke? Maybe Bell's palsy? She looks like she's on medication. Some even wondered if it was alcohol-related. After all, she'd often shared wine-filled moments from Italy. But there was no proof, just a woman struggling and a public desperate for answers. In September 2024, during a tribute episode to the late Tony Bennett, viewers noticed her slurred speech and slight facial asymmetry. Concern turned into alarm. Commenters online mentioned possible neurological issues, multiple sclerosis, Cushing's disease, even reactions to steroids. But Rachael stayed silent. Then came the turning point. In March 2025, unconfirmed reports emerged that Rachael had entered a specialized neurovascular treatment center in upstate New York. While never publicly confirmed, it matched everything fans had seen. The slowed speech, longer pauses, the increasing absences. By April, she returned to her cooking segments. But this wasn't a triumphant comeback. It was a transition. Her energy, once spontaneous and lively, was now measured and careful. She hadn't recovered in the way fans had hoped. She had adjusted. Finally, at 56, Rachael Ray opened up. The truth wasn't one singular diagnosis. It was years of accumulated damage and pain. Her health problems stemmed from childhood croup, which weakened her vocal cords. In adulthood, a violent mugging in Queens left her with long-term injuries, including a broken ankle. Later, multiple falls caused further damage, affecting her balance and coordination. On top of that, she had developed a benign cyst on her vocal cords, making speaking painful and difficult. "I'm not battling addiction," she shared with close friends. "I'm battling my own body." The online world, once full of judgment and theories, now saw the real story. This wasn't drama, this was survival. Throughout it all, John Cusimano never left her side. But behind the strength he projected was quiet heartbreak. Friends noticed it, the silent goodbyes, the extra long hugs, the way his eyes lingered on Rachel when she wasn't looking. They retreated to their home in upstate New York, hoping for peace. For Rachel, it became a place to find stillness. For John, it became a space to cherish what time they had. Their love, once celebrated with wine and music, was now wrapped in unspoken fears and quiet resilience. Their bond, though tested, never broke. It grew deeper, rooted in shared pain, unwavering support, and the unshakable reality that the future was uncertain. As she began to share her story, Rachel made it clear she wasn't asking for sympathy. She was reclaiming her truth. For years, she had smiled through the pain, performed through the fatigue, and kept the cameras rolling. But now, she was letting people in, not just into her kitchen, but into her life. "I had to realize it's okay to not always be on top of everything," she said. "My health comes first now." And slowly, the world began to see a different Rachael Ray. Not just the cheerful host or master of quick meals, but a fighter. A woman who had faced trauma, illness, loss, and still chose to show up. She continued working, but on her terms, fewer hours, more rest, and a deeper connection with her audience. Her fans, once puzzled by the changes, now admired her even more, for her transparency, for her strength, and for never giving up. The bubbly woman who taught us how to make dinner in 30 minutes had done something even more impressive. She taught us how to live with grace, even when life doesn't follow the recipe. This wasn't the end of Rachael Ray's journey. It was just a new chapter, slower, quieter, but no less powerful. Because strength doesn't always look like smiles and fast-paced kitchens. Sometimes it looks like slowing down, letting go, and telling the truth. Rachael Ray's journey is a powerful reminder that even the brightest stars face battles in silence. If her story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join us as we continue to share stories that matter. Thanks for watching.